My name is John Goodnow. This is a recording of my interview with Mitch Von Echten, Director of Student Services for Paradise Valley Unified School District. The interview was conducted on Friday, February 23rd, 2018 at the Paradise Valley Unified School District office located at 15002 North 32nd Street, Phoenix, Arizona, 85032.
Dr. Von Echten?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good to meet you.
Hi, nice
to
to
meet you.
meet
This is
you.
my son Tyler. I want to make sure that we had a face to the issue.
No, that's good. That's good. Here, have a seat at the table here. Please. Well, I'm glad you could stop in.
Well, yeah, I had to drop off some paperwork, so let me
And I don't have a ton of time now, but I thought as long as you were here, face to face would be nice rather than a phone call. So,
Awesome.
I'm glad you could take the time.
So, did you have any other information to follow up with me? You had called me this morning.
Just with yesterday, you asked
Okay.
that if I could verify a couple things, and so I did so. Let me look off of my notes here. So obviously, I believe you have submitted a public records request.
Right here. I'm going to.
Okay,
Yes.
that was one of your questions. The other thing you had was asking regarding if I would have a police report number or anything that would indicate our having called the police. So I reviewed that, and there was not a phone call report from the school regarding the matter. Without sharing a lot of detail, my understanding of the event that afternoon is the assistant principal had the opportunity to speak with a few of the kids that were involved, worked with...
To be clear, I spoke with him this morning.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke with one of the victims who made the report and the student who allegedly made the threats. Those are the two people that he's spoken with.
I've been told it was a third. So again,
okay, this is what he told me this morning.
Okay. I'm presenting to you my understanding.
I just want, and gotcha. I'm not going to dispute what you tell me.
Okay.
I just want you to know what he's told me.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's what I had from him, or my understanding in speaking to the principal. He made a determination that not to call the police that evening.
Did he contact the district office in reference to this incident?
I think
that isn't.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me.
Okay. No.
I don't want to be interrogated. I'm trying to provide you the information I have. No, he did not. I have no evidence of him contacting my office. Did work with the alleged perpetrator and that family in terms of determining what kind of safety or threat was presented, and I want to be careful how much I can share, particularly with your son here.
If he needs to leave the room, he can leave. If he can leave, we can have him leave the room. I just want to make sure that you know that it's just not apparent. It's that there's that it's my son.
I've seen his face.
Okay.
I do some homework. So
Tyler, can you go wait in those chairs out there?
Your father and I just talked for 5 or 10 minutes.
That'd be awesome. Thank you,
sir. You know what? Before you leave, if there's any questions I can answer for you, more than happy to.
Okay.
And you go by Tyler, not John, right?
Yes.
It's John Tyler, though. Okay, sorry. I think I kept referring to him as John.
No, that's all right. Our family names are all.
So again, let me present to you my understanding of what I know. And so, again, 3 students that were the perpetrator, the person who reported, and then what I've been told is a witness or something who had heard of the account or brought it to their attention. A determination was made that evening or that afternoon not to contact the police. They did not have an SRO on campus, unfortunately out this week. What happened then that and no contact. I'm sorry, that's where I was trying to recall where you had asked. And no contact to the district, to my knowledge.
Okay.
Your question about the communication piece, and I think that, in my opinion, at that point, knowing who this was said to in a classroom, If we know that that student is not going to be on our campus for a period of time, we're providing a level of safety as we continue our investigation. That should have been a phone call home. It probably would have alleviated all of this, or much of it. That evening then, a Snapchat of, here's what I've heard, at least my understanding from a student put out there. There's a threat to some kids. There's going to be that.
We're on it.
That's exactly. So that Snapchat, then a recipient, an adult, reported it to police, which resulted then in that finally going to the police. When it came to my attention, someone notified the police, a family member.
Yeah, family.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't know. Regardless, it went to the police. When it came to my attention Wednesday morning, I contacted the principal. Police officer, actually Sergeant Wilson, one of our works with our SROs, was at the school already and informed me what the police had done up to that point with the information he had, that it had been signed to a detective. It's an active investigation. At that point, we're not bringing in any more kids. It's now in their hands. We don't want to muddle a police investigation by stepping on it.
Correct.
Okay. So that's what I know of the incident. You asked me yesterday, in your opinion, what's the protocol? And I tried to respond to you yesterday in terms of contacting the police. There is no automatic that we immediately contact police. The school assesses.
According to the Arizona Revised Statute 15341, when there's incidents, bullying, harassing, or violence, threats of violence, the school is supposed to notify the proper officials. They failed to do that. There are several things that in that Arizona Revised Statute that should have happened. That the school, that the school and the district, I just want to be sure you understand. This isn't about me like trying to sue the district and sue the school. This is about ensuring that the district and the school does what they're supposed to do. Okay. The vice principal told me in one breath this afternoon that we're not investigators, but in the same breath, he tells me that he's the one that made the decision not to make any further phone calls. In this day and age, with the national tragedy that we just had,
I agree. I'm not
please let me finish. The 18 shootings that we've had so far this year in this country, the 3 students arrested this week in the state of Arizona for threats of violence, that this would be a big topic for you guys right now.
It is.
And for the fact that there were so many pieces that fell through the cracks on this matter, not just from my child, but for the other children, specifically the 3 children who were named in this threat. Okay, that there were so many pieces dropped, so many pieces of what you are mandated to do by the state that weren't followed. Okay.
Okay.
And it broke down because the school didn't contact you folks. Okay. So that's where we need to work together as a community.
Absolutely, and I welcome that, and that's exactly right. And if there's process improvement, absolutely, I would love to hear it. Regarding your reference to statute, I just want to say this: I don't know the context of what that conversation that a principal heard, how direct the threat was made. And again,
somebody says they're going to bring a gun to school and has threatened to kill 3 children. Okay, it's not like somebody says, I like guns. Great. Who doesn't like? A lot of people like guns.
Again, I'm not trying to make light of it. And particularly in the context of last week, you would think there would be heightened sensitivity. That's all I can say. But that we deal with adolescents and teens that say a lot of different things. And we do. When you hear something, you say something. I get it. And I'm not making excuses for that assistant principal. All I'm trying to say is when these come into a school, there's a lot of them sometimes, and we're processing constantly.
And I can appreciate that.
The last thing I want is it's crying wolf to the police with every single one. And they don't mind being burdened whatsoever. But you're right. I think in this case, by all means, in the context of what took place, a simple phone call or 2, getting some direction, and then reporting, and then talking to parents, would have gone a long way. Those are the three pieces.
And there's also a culture issue from what I'm now hearing at that school, specifically at least with the one teacher, Dr. Moses, who tells kids he doesn't want to do the paperwork. Stop talking about that. So, well, as of this morning,
a little more information from your wife and the principal on that one. And I do understand that Mrs. Clark has attempted or will try to reach out to you today. She wants to speak to you. And I would encourage you to please make her your point of contact. I'm happy to take your calls, but
after today we're done.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We're working through several different challenges. She knows more intimately than anyone else what's taken place there, and I think she can give you her perspective of what she knows of that conversation. But again, if we have staff members that are making those kind of comments or making light of it, that's an issue.
Clearly. The only other question that I would have for you, again, as a community member, and I want to work with you, not against you, okay? Does the district have a policy or a procedure or any plans in place to do an after-action review of how this situation was handled from a district level with the school? I'm not asking for specifics, but is that procedure in place?
Yeah, we do have the process and the ability to do after-action reports to review it. And frankly, what I will do in working with that team is make sure that, based on the input you just had, that's a process that's already started, if not formally in where we log those, which is typically, incidents such as anywhere from a fire drill to a lockdown to rehearsals. Those go into an after-action report. But we do have a process for debriefing that to make sure that we look at, as I just said, perhaps areas of process improvement.
Do you have an idea of whether or not that will be done for this incident? I mean, we both just agreed it could have been handled better.
Yeah, and I think that process has already started, if not formally, informally, absolutely. As soon as I had concerns from a community questioning how something was handled or how communication took place, that conversation immediately started.
Okay. All right, that's what I was hoping to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but as you can see, my confidence level hasn't been high through the process, so I have to ask the question.
Okay, sure. That's fair enough.
All right. Thank you very much for your time today. I'll go ahead and I'll do the FOIA request up front, or the information request up front. I do want to hand this to you personally. This is the injunction against harassment that I received from the court this morning. It will affect. They could not stop the other student from coming to school. However, the judge did see fit that that student is not to be within 300 feet of my son. Okay, so they do have a couple of different classes together. So you and the school will have to make arrangements to accommodate my son. My son's freedom of movement is not restricted in any manner. My son takes the bus to school. This son used to take the bus to school. So that's going to be up to his parent to figure out how to deal with that. But I just wanted to let you know.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, do you know, though, I believe they have an opportunity to respond to that.
They will.
When they're
but yeah, it's going to be served either this evening or...
This would be provided, our school resource officer, we have someone right there, and so they will have access to it.
Again, I just want to make sure everybody has the same information. I'm stopping by the school, and I will drop off a copy of that as well to the school. Okay?
Well, I would encourage you, if you're up there, if you have the opportunity to spend some time with Mrs. Clark, again, I think a face-to-face is far more beneficial than a phone call.
Well, I had to address some things this morning with Mr. Comer, so we take one meeting at a time. So
okay,
yeah. So all right. Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Coming in.
I appreciate you taking the time to see me so unexpectedly.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're right here, glad I would do that.
All right. Well, I just had to be down here for some paperwork. So, all right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, absolutely.
You have a wonderful day.